Crimes that shocked the world 2022, Part 2. Case 1. Climate activist artwork attacks. The audacious wave of assaults on esteemed works of art during 2022 has thrust the world into a state of collective astonishment. In a disconcerting display of activism, climate advocates targeted a host of renowned masterpieces, including creations by illustrious artists such as Botticelli, Claude Monet, and Vincent van Gogh, among others. Various activist groups, driven by an ever-growing urgency to raise awareness and spur action regarding the pressing climate crisis, have resorted to vandalizing iconic artwork as a stark call for attention. These acts of artistic vandalism were meticulously orchestrated to reflect the environmental effects caused by the fossil fuel and oil industries, which continue to ravage our delicate ecosystem. One particular incident unfolded in London, where protesters symbolically flung tomato soup upon Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers painting at the National Gallery Museum in London. A pair of demonstrators from the Just Stop Oil movement voiced their opposition with resounding fervor. Their impassioned cries resonated throughout the space, challenging the onlookers with profound questions. What holds greater worth, art or life? Does art trump sustenance? Does it overshadow justice? Are we to prioritize the safeguarding of a painting over the preservation of our planet and its people?
I'm terrified I'm going to live in constant fear of climate disaster. I'm terrified I won't have access to food or clean water. Millions in the global south are already living the realities of these fears, the people that have done the least to cause the climate crisis.
The two protesters, V. Plummer and Anne Holland, were subsequently apprehended and have since entered pleas of not guilty to charges of criminal damage amounting to £5,000. Their trial is slated for July 2024, where their fate shall be determined. In another lamentable episode, mashed potatoes became the weapon of choice, launched at Claude Monet's masterpiece, Les Mules. In another daring display of provocation, one protester attempted to glue their own head to the renowned painting Girl with a Pearl Earring by Vermeer. Even the revered Mona Lisa was not spared from the clutches of controversy. An individual dressed as an elderly lady within a wheelchair launched a surprise assault, attempting to shatter the protective bulletproof glass that enshrines Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece. The assailant further defiled the scene by smearing the glass with cake, before the swift intervention of vigilant security personnel halted their disruptive act. It is important to note that despite the deliberate nature of these acts, the artworks themselves remained unharmed, shielded by the safeguarding confines of protective glass. The intent of these climate activists seems to transcend mere destruction, as their ultimate aim is to draw attention to the ever-widening devastation brought about by the climate crisis. A review by The Guardian estimated that the Just Stop Oil protesters alone orchestrated an astonishing 32 days of disruptive actions between September and October, resulting in a staggering 677 arrests and 111 charges. These figures serve as a stark testament to the unwavering determination and sheer scale of their movement, fueled by an urgent plea for change in the face of impending environmental catastrophe. Case 2. Brinks Jewelry Heist. In the late hours of July 11, 2022, an armored Brinks truck embarked on a journey entrusted with the transportation of precious jewels valued at an astonishing $100 to $150 million. The intricate web of events unfolded as the driver and guard sought respite at a tranquil Flying J rest stop in Lebec, California. Little did they anticipate the audacious heist that was about to transpire. At about 2 a.m., one of the workers was asleep while the other had left the vehicle. In a 27-minute window, under the cloak of darkness, thieves seized the opportune moment to strike, meticulously bypassing the formidable security measures of the armored truck. They gained access to the vault of treasures, which were estimated to be worth more than the modest valuation of $8.7 million. The significance of underinsurance, a common practice within the industry due to exorbitant premiums, played a pivotal role in emboldening the perpetrators. In a remarkably swift operation lasting just 27 minutes, the thieves skillfully stole 22 of the 73 bags containing an array of luxurious watches, diamond rings, and precious gemstones. The repercussions of their audacious act rippled far beyond the immediate material loss, impacting the livelihoods of mom-and-pop jewelry businesses that had eagerly anticipated the arrival of these jewels for a trade show in Pasadena. In their united pursuit of justice, 14 affected businesses filed a lawsuit, accusing Brinks of negligence and breach of contract. A legal battle ensued, with Brinks vehemently contesting the claims made by the small business owners. The security company argued that the true value of the stolen jewels had been significantly underdeclared, as the insurance coverage provided by the claimants amounted to a mere $8.7 million, starkly contrasting the asserted worth of $100 million. While Brinks endeavored to bring closure to those affected through settlement negotiations, the fruits of their efforts remained limited, with only 3 of the cases resolved. For the majority of claimants, the pursuit of justice started a journey through litigation, as they were determined to hold Brinks accountable for their alleged negligence and breach of trust. As law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and the Major Crimes Bureau, diligently pursued leads, search warrants were executed, exhaustive investigations were conducted, yet the masterminds behind this heist remained one step ahead, evading the clutches of justice. Arguably one of the highest-value jewelry heists in recent memory, the FBI and Major Crimes Bureau are still investigating the perpetrators, but with no success so far. Case 3. Turpin Siblings. Prepare yourself for a horrifying saga that created shockwaves across the United States and beyond. The chilling case of the Turpin family stands as a testament to the depths of human depravity, as David and Louise Turpin subjected their 13 children to unspeakable acts of child abuse for a harrowing span of approximately 30 years. Their perverse reign of terror encompassed unimaginable torment, including torture, malnourishment, and a litany of other inhumane practices. By 2018, the resilient Turpin children had spent over 2 years plotting their escape from captivity. Finally, a glimmer of hope materialized when 17-year-old Jordan Turpin, summoning unimaginable courage, managed to flee through a window, urgently dialing 911 to expose the abuse that she and her siblings had endured. Desperate pleas poured forth, painting a chilling portrait of their torment.
I just ran away from home because I live in a family of 15, okay? Can you hear me? And we have abusing parents. Did you hear that?
Okay, how did they abuse you?
Okay. They hit us, they throw us across the room. They pull our hair, they yank out our hair. I have my 2 little sisters right now are chained up.
In the wake of Jordan's distress call, the arrival of the first police officer marked a turning point in this nightmarish ordeal. Jordan presented the officer with photographic evidence, offering a haunting glimpse into the abhorrent conditions that had ravaged their existence. Deputies from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department entered under the guise of a welfare check, cautiously ventured into the Turpin household, unknowingly stepping into a house of filth and decay. Within those walls, decaying garbage, moldy food, dead pets, and human excrement covered the floors. With each passing moment, the true extent of the children's suffering became chillingly apparent. Authorities discovered the remaining 12 children, emaciated and malnourished, their bodies bearing the scars of their unfathomable ordeal. In a shocking revelation, it was unveiled that one child had been cruelly restrained, while others exhibited a grim mosaic of dirt and bruises. Their gaunt forms were so depleted that officers initially believed they were all minors, only to learn that 7 of them had tragically endured their anguish well into adulthood. The Turpin parents had managed to camouflage their house of horrors by arranging events and taking photos where they all posed as happy families. And it worked. The subsequent investigation peeled back the layers of this grotesque upbringing, exposing an unimaginable tapestry of unyielding torture and cruelty inflicted by their own parents. Starvation became their preferred weapon, accompanied by beatings and strangulation. Denied proper sustenance, the children were relegated to a meager meal a day, their perpetual hunger an ever-present specter. The consequences of such gross malnourishment were revealed when a 12-year-old child's arm circumference resembled that of an infant a mere 4 months old. In February 2019, justice finally caught up with the Turpin parents as they pleaded guilty to a staggering 14 felony counts. These included charges of child cruelty, torture, false imprisonment, and cruelty to a dependent adult. The severity of their crimes warranted a life sentence, with the faint possibility of parole after 25 years. With both tormentors now incarcerated, the 6 minor Turpin children sought solace in the embrace of 2 foster homes. However, the next chapter of their tortured existence would plunge them into an abyss of fresh agony, possibly even worse than ever before. Tragically, 5 of the surviving minors fell prey to an abusive foster family who subjected them to a new realm of suffering. Heart-wrenching accounts surfaced, recounting physical assaults, merciless beatings, and even sexual abuse inflicted by the foster father. The depths of their torment knew no bounds, as they were compelled to consume their own vomit, an unspeakable testament to their ongoing misery. In July 2022, justice reared its head once more as 2 lawsuits were filed against the abusive foster family, charging them with heinous acts of cruelty. Yet the scars borne by the Turpin siblings persist. The Turpin siblings are still haunted by their encounters. Many of them struggle with day-to-day activities, such as money management and interacting with society. Tragically, some of the children were neglected by the Riverside County Social Services and are homeless because they are unable to access the hundreds of thousands of dollars donated to them. Jordan has managed to start building her life up, even signing a modeling contract, while Jennifer, the eldest sister, aspires to be a nurse. If you enjoyed this video, then please show your support for this channel by liking, subscribing, or leaving a comment with your thoughts on this video.